Ka Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahabashah Ba'ashem Brachak Wadash Yahweh, being the true name of the Father, as the world ignorantly calls God. Yahabashah, being the true name of the Son, as the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, along with the Holy Spirit, who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect and to the brothers that's pushing this truth in sincerity, risking life and freedom to do so. And shalom to the brothers and sisters that are listening and learning. This is your brother Labar, coming to you with another lesson in truth, right? So I'm gonna be dealing with this, why you get it, why you understand and other people can't understand, right? Well, they might be your family members, right? Your friends, associates, however you want to say it, right? How come you understand the truth, right? And they can't get it? But it's something that you have to understand, and it's vitally important, that the Bible and the understanding thereof was only meant for the nation of Israel. And in this lifetime, it will be only for the elect, right? The elect of the nation of Israel. So if you don't have that understood, you're going to stay, metaphorically banging your head up against the wall trying to figure out why you can't get a person to get it. Let's start here. This is the book of Romans 11:7. It says, what then? Israel, the nation of Israel in this context, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, they go to show you that you lost because you're calling yourself bywords, right? And Dumb and Dumber, how people continuously call themselves black, right? And like into the spirit, that is the analogy. This, if you ever saw this movie, or it's a pretty funny movie, but they stuck on stupid throughout the whole movie, right? Dumb and Dumber, right? But that's likened to our people in the spiritual sense, right? Dealing with the Bible and just the understanding of basic things, right? They have been so indoctrinated and so brainwashed and just have become like very foolish, right? It says Romans 11:7, it says, what then? Israel have not attained that which it seeketh for. So our people looking for answers. They're looking for why things are the way they are, why they catching so much hell, why they can't never financially get ahead collectively, right? But when we bring the answers to our people, they don't want to accept it, right? It says, but the election have obtained it. So the elect of the nation of Israel understand why things are the way they are with our people. They get who the so-called white man is, the devil. They get the whole truth of things, right? But our people are pretty much stuck in a limbo state that's not in its truth. It says, and the rest were blinded. What does this mean, blinded? They'll be spiritually blinded. They won't have the understanding of what's going on, the truth, and why things are the way they are, and many other things as well. Let me hop to this precept right here. It says Matthew 15:14. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. So the leaders are blind and the people are blind in a spiritual sense, right? That's the 2/3 of the nation of Israel in America, right, that are completely lost. Don't know what's going on, stuck into Christianity, stuck into Islam, stuck into the so-called black unconscious community, or whatever genre of belief they into. It says, if the blind lead the blind, right, both shall fall into the ditch, right? So they gonna fall to their own destruction, metaphorically speaking, right? Give me 1 second, let me show you something. All right, now I was meditating earlier, man. I was like, it's heavy. This truth is a vast amount of things that you have to understand. And there's always something to learn, right? All right, that's why we got to continue to do the work. For you brothers that's teaching, it says this word elect, and that's why your favorite auntie can't get it. This is why Big Mama can't get it, right? This is why your favorite cousin can't get it, right? Whoever it applies to, they can't understand this Bible. They're reading the Bible through a Christianity Edomite lens, right? What they've been taught, what they've been indoctrinated to believe. It says elect, the chosen. Salakia, elect means chosen. It says in the Old Testament, Moses is called the chosen of God. I want you to pay attention to this. Psalms 106:23. It says the nation of Israel, not the whole so-called world, right? Not everybody that call on JC and get submerged underwater. That's another lie that our people are still in captivity to with the so-called white man. And that's why it's called Dumb and Dumber. How dumb can it get? The nation of Israel is six times noted as God's chosen people. And another point I want to make, it says the nation of Israel. That's who the Most High is dealing with through the whole Bible. The whole Bible is about the Israelites. It's the past, present, and the future, right? I'm going to read this other highlighted part. It says in prophecy, Hamashiach is set forth as God's elect one. So that's going to redeem, Yahushua is to redeem this whole nation back unto the Father, right? He was the sacrificial lamb. All right. Isaiah 42:1. It says the redeemed Israelites. You hear this? Again, the redeemed Israelites. You got to come off the Dumb and Dumber, right? You got to come out the Dumb and Dumber. It says the redeemed Israelites. And another thing the so-called white man has done, he's messed our people head up so much with the psychological warfare, these psyops, with these movies, with his books, his literature, that it's no way that our people will believe them that they the Israelites. Because every time you see something, right, dealing with the biblical figures, they all been whitewashed. All right. You go to Google, everybody's been whitewashed for the most. Right. You look at all the books, everybody is so-called white. All the patriarchs, all the prophets, the Most High, the Messiah, you're going to pay for that, you devil. It says the redeemed Israelites, not the whole world, not anybody that believe. Of the future will be God's elect. That's clear as day, man. Right? Either you get it or you don't get it. Right? 1 second. And most of our people stuck on this. This is the imagery that comes up in my mind when I think about some of our people. Right? You can't take them serious, man. Let's go here. Salakia. This is the book of Matthew 24:24. Listen up. For there should arise false Hamashiachs, so false messiahs, right? As we see in a plethora of those in different genres. It says in false prophets, that's men that's not teaching this truth correctly and directly, right? For whatever reason. It says, and should show great signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. They go that word elect again. Right, so what it is saying, that the elect is not going to be deceived. We're not going to be tricked. Once the Spirit woke us up, right? And that's Baruch 2:30. Let me pull that real quick. 1 second. All right, this is the book of Baruch 2. Listen up to these precepts, man. You got to really analyze these precepts. See how people have been so spiritually lazy, right? You got to get all into this, man. If you are, this your heritage that's been cut off, that everybody's trying to copy, everybody's claiming to be, right? It means claiming to leech from. They're leeching from your heritage. You got to get all into this, man. You got to know about your own heritage. Baruch 2:30. It says, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. That's referring to the Israelites, because our people are very stubborn. All right, very hard-headed, man. But in the land of their captivities, are we not still in the land of our captivity? Right? They shall remember themselves. So wherever the Israelites was going to be scattered, if they of the elect, they was going to wake up out of that lost state and remember that they was Israelites and start understanding this doctrine. That's what they're saying, right? And these precepts your Christian so-called pastor will never bring up, because they're on a low level. Christianity keeps you on a low level. Let me just say that. It keeps you on a low level of understanding, right? We've been elevated through the Spirit, and it is all through the Spirit that we're able to do this. We didn't rise up one day and say we was going to get the truth or be able to understand the truth. The Spirit, the Holy Spirit came unto us and gave us the understanding and inspired us to do these lessons and inspired, it made you understand. John 16:13. It says, howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth. So what is the Holy Spirit? A part of the Holy Spirit is the Spirit of truth. It ain't all this. It's not none of this habba that you see in the modern day witchcraft field Christian church. That is nothing but a lie. Again, you have to come off this level. and start to understand these things. This is elementary stuff. It should be elementary. ABC 1, 2, 3, basic as it gets. So what is the Holy Spirit? Is it Jabba ba 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 ba? Let's read it again. John 16:13. Howbeit, when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. What is true? Any truth coming out of Jabba ba 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 ba? Nothing. It's complete psychobabble. For he shall not speak of himself, so it's not going to be biased. But whatsoever he shall hear, that he shall speak, and he will show you things to come. And it's dealing with prophecies. So we know things before they happen, and we relate them to the elect of Israel to warn them and get them prepared. We're going to tell you what's going to happen before it happened. That's why the world looked at us like we bugged out, right? Because they like, this ain't happened yet. That's the part of prophesying. All right. Matthew 24:22. And except those days shall be shortened, there should be no flesh saved. I thought God was good all the time, and all the time God was good. All right. It's great death coming on this earth, and judgments go out every day. But for the elect's sake, they go that word elect again. Who is the elect? The nation of Israel among the chosen. Those days shall be shortened. So he's doing all this. The reason why you got woke up and your favorite auntie didn't get woken up, or your auntie, your grandma, your grandpa, right? Your friend, your co-worker, right? Because he ain't dealing with everybody. He's dealing only with the elect of Israel, right? And you have to be an Israelite. But you know, with this Christian church and all this other madness that's going on in Babylon, right? That's why when you go into the word Babylon, it means confusion by mixing. It means confusion, right? And that's why people are all over the place. You got all these bug outs. You got our people in a great spirit of confusion. You got them into all kind of different doctrines, all kind of different ways of thinking, everything else besides the truth, right? But they're in a confused, bugged out state. And this Bible is a snare. So this Bible, I'm gonna do a lesson on this. The so-called white man has been snared by his own trap, right? He used the Bible to enforce so-called white supremacy and be able to indoctrinate us with the Bible. But the same book that you use to do us in, it's going to be the same book that do you in, because now the Bible is unlocked and the truth out of it is coming out. All right. And it's cutting you devils up to shreds, man. How about that? That's how cold the Most High is. The weapon you use for us is going to be the same book that do you in. It says confusion. It says lack of understanding, uncertainty. And if our people not have a lack of understanding, I mean, it's like I say, go back to this analogy. Some of you jakes out there, men and women, there ain't no hope for you. You too gone, right? The so-called white man has did such a mind job on you, there's no coming back from that, right? You have to come back in the kingdom at another time, you know, all right? Let's go to this word, slakia. Let's go to another definition of this word confusion. It says right here, lack of clearness and distinctiveness, right? It says a confusion is, check this out, a confusion in his mind between right and wrong. So it's not our people in that condition. They don't know what's right and what's wrong according to the Bible, but according to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. They right and wrong understanding is through the lens of the world, all right? What's acceptable to the world. We're not bound by this world, right? We have been freed from this world. We have been freed from the matrix. They said the truth should set you free, right? But we came out of this dumb and dumber state of mind, right? And we've been risen up through the spirit that understand the truth, and it raises you up on another level. All right, hopefully this lesson was edifying. Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom.